Hello once again, my name is Jon Denton and welcome to this week's State of Play, the weekly, almost weekly show where I talk about the games industry, about games journalism, about what is happening in the world of video games. And on this week's show, I'm going to be talking about whether or not people actually want honesty. Alright, on with the show. Okay, so about 10 days ago, a review of mine was published on PC Gamer for a game called Behold the Kickmen. A very inexpensive sort of joke football game on Steam, and quite frankly, I hated the game. I don't really want to go into that, the review's up there, but yeah, the jokes didn't hit for me at all. They didn't back up the gameplay. The review's up there, you can go and read it yourself. Now before I go into it, I just want to say a couple of things, because you do always have to qualify everything on the internet. Firstly, as somebody who considers himself a critic and has worked criticising video games for over 12 years, I think that if it's my right to be able to criticise somebody else's work, then it's absolutely everybody else's right to be able to criticise mine. So this isn't about people slating me in comments or on Twitter. They are more than entitled to do that, absolutely. And I've always believed that. I've always believed in open comment sections. I've always believed in taking a kicking if people want to give it to me, okay? So that is absolutely my first point here. And my second point here is and it's going to sound strange, right? Because I'm making a whole video about this, but the point is not really that some people have said some mean things about me or called me about, or I don't care. Like, I really don't care. I developed a thick skin about this sort of stuff years ago working on gamestm, where every single issue was slated, absolutely slated, basically for not being edge. And you just develop a thick skin for that sort of stuff. And in truth, not much of the abuse or negative comments was really directed towards me. I actually had to kind of find it myself, which is sort of a slightly masochistic thing to do. But I wanted to see what the general reaction was to that review, because I knew it was going to be controversial, because I knew people liked that game, and I knew that the creator had a good fan base. And I saw that, a lot of the Steam reviews, there's other articles that were positive about it. But what really struck me about reading the comments, there's plenty of comments under the PC Gamer review, and plenty of comments on a thread on Twitter, which I wasn't added in, so, I don't take any personal offence to any of this stuff, really, apart from a couple of little bits, but whatever. What really surprised me is a lot of the reactions about the fact that the review was much lower than the general consensus, or the fact that I'd missed the joke, although that's fine. If you think that, that's absolutely fine. But what do these people want? That's my question. What do these people want? Because I've been doing this a long time, and I've always just been as honest as possible. And I've always tried to back up that honesty by giving everything that I play enough time so I believe in what I'm saying, so I feel like I'm justified in what I'm saying. And I think, as somebody who's loved reviews and games reviews for years and years and years, and loves film criticism or something like that, personally, that's all I'd ever want. I've disagreed with my favourite critic of all time, Mark Comer, multiple times over films, and I've listened to his show for years, back when he was on Radio 1, where I discovered the concept of what criticism could be. And I don't even like that word, because it always has a negative connotation, that you want to be criticising things or be critical, where, that is technically the word. But I don't actually enjoy being negative. I much rather be positive about games and championing great games. That's what I really love to do. But sometimes something comes across your desk and it rubs you the wrong way. And that's exactly what this game did. But I read some of these comments and I do wonder what these people want. If I saw that somebody had given a game a particularly low score, but the consensus was high, I'd say, that's interesting. Now, I question the person's motives for it. Potentially, is he doing it to deliberately stir up controversy? Does he have a consistency in doing this? I don't do that. I think it's fairly obvious from people who've been around. You watch this channel. I'm not trying to clickbait people and being negative. I'm not trolling people on Twitter. That's not me. I just gave my clear and honest thoughts on a video game. I knew it was going to stir up a bit of controversy. Nothing major. It's not a huge release. Like I said, not much came back my way. Just a little bit here and there. And it doesn't bother me, truly. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. But it does make me wonder, what do you want? Do you want a world where everybody just agrees with you? Is that really what you want? Do you want a world where everybody just agrees with you? And half the people who didn't even play the game, the consensus was that I got it wrong because it's just bizarre to me. It's utterly bizarre to me. It just really makes me question exactly what people are after, because for years For years, games journalists were called biased or bribed or this or that, and you know, I certainly never saw that stuff. I've heard some stories from back in the day, okay, where things may have been a little different, but certainly in the last, you know, over a decade, I never saw anything like that. I really didn't. And then you have all the bollocks about should a game get an 8 or a 7 or all this sort of stuff, and it's probably not even the same people commenting, but truth be told, if somebody comes and they played this game, right, and they want to leave a comment slating me, calling me all sorts of nasty shit, but they're backing it up with their opinion on the game, awesome. Fantastic. That's a debate, a discourse. It's always healthier when it doesn't involve insults. But then again, you know, I insulted the game a little bit. I can take it on the chin. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. And if you just want to jump on a Twitter thread or a comment and just slate me, it's fine, whatever. It's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. But there's a couple of things I do find strange. Beyond the fact that I don't understand what these people actually want. I thought they potentially want somebody who they can trust to be honest. But that's fine. Whatever. It's when I see another games journalist, somebody in the tweet I put up here, somebody called Sam Greer, who has bylines in Kotaku and other sort of stuff, jumping into a Twitter thread calling me a twat, call me what you want, and then siding with the side of a creator on a game that I assume she's never played. That seems utterly strange to me. It seems to me that, you know, eventually, if you're writing about games or reviewing anything, really, eventually you're going to come into this yourself. You're going to give something that doesn't agree with the consensus, and you're going to take a load of flack. So why jump on somebody else who's done it when you haven't played the game? I don't know. It's curious. I'll fucking remember it, but that's curious to me. And then stuff like Barry, my boy Barry. I saw this on the PC Gamer thread. I've followed Jon Denton for a while. I don't think he can take a joke. I'm paraphrasing here. I'll put the tweet up. No, it's not a tweet. I'll put the comment up on the screen. Barry! Dude, let's have a drink. I can't take a joke. Mate, I don't give a shit. But yeah, I guess the only thing I was truly disappointed by was seeing other people who do this line of work siding with somebody on the other side of the fence. Like, listen, man, there used to be much more of a divide. Much more of a divide. Like, you'd interview developers, but there wasn't this kind of chummy relationship. Yeah, you'd make friends over the years. Ultimately, it was understood that the people writing about the games, they were slaves to their audience, right? They're not slaves to the creators. You need to show them respect by playing the game for an appropriate amount of time, by getting as much of an understanding as possible. Absolutely. But that's also for the audience. And it's entirely for the audience, I should say. Yes, you show the developers the respect, and I massively respect and admire and in awe of developers. Like, I can't make a game. I can't make Behold the Kickmen. Okay, so fuck me. You know, ultimately, and that's always going to be the pedestal that any creator can say to me. I don't know how to make that shit. So who the hell am I? But at the same time, over a number of years, and amongst many other people, I've been asked and hired to give my opinions on games based on years and years of research and experience. And because of that, I feel I have a commitment to anybody who goes out there and reads that stuff. Now, in this particular case, the game cost $2.50, and it doesn't really matter anyway. And it's a strange game to even have this debate about. But I think the point still stands. Like, the journalists, their commitment is to an audience, right? It's nobody else. It's people who would give their time, or, you know, back in the day, pay their money, in the PC Gamer, paying their money, to read your words or hear your thoughts. That's who you answer to. It's as simple as that. So I find it astonishing that another games journalist or somebody in this line of work would jump on the back of another journalist like that, admittedly without tagging me in. I just happened to stumble across it, and without having played the game. I assume maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she has played the game and she knows it inside out, and she calls me a twat. I do. Whatever, man. Whatever. You can call me what you want. It doesn't matter. It's more the principle of the matter. Okay. So that's my thoughts for this week. It's been something I've been thinking about for a little while, and I have to say, listen, there's plenty of people out there in this line of work who've taken infinitely more abuse than me. Some real vile shit. I've just taken a little bit here and there. I've been kind of in the background for most of it. So I've not had that full-on tirade ever, okay? So I'm not trying to say that I have. And like I said, like, call me whatever the fuck you want. Like, whatever. You know, I'm fucking old. I've got kids. I don't give a shit. But question, if you're out there slating people for disagreeing with you, okay? And I don't think most of the people who would watch this video on my channel actually are. But just question, what is it you actually want? Do you want honesty? Do you want somebody who's talking about something that you love, an entertainment medium that you love? Do you want them giving their honest opinion? Do you want to be able to connect with that person, or think that person's full of shit? Or do you just want everybody to just think the same thing? I don't know, man. Just have a think about it. Let's have a debate in the comments. I want to hear other people's thoughts. Like I said, this show is a weekly show about games journalism and about the games industry. And I do off the cuff. I have some thoughts in my mind, some bullet points, and I just spit into the camera. Okay, so this isn't anything that I script, but these are just my thoughts at the moment. I'm keen to get people's thoughts back. But god damn it, like, I fought for years to do this, and I fucking give a shit. I think people who watch me, people who read me, people who know me, people who listen to my podcast, they know I'm passionate, man. I'm fucking passionate about this stuff. So it upsets me that people just want mediocrity. Okay? That's what it will be. If everything's vanilla, or the only people who ever make controversial statements or give controversial reviews are trolls or wind-up merchants or people who are doing it for the clicks, I'm not doing that shit. I'm just giving my opinion, man. That's what people have asked me to do for years, and I'll keep doing it. So, that's it for State of Play this week. Definitely leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. I've been Jon Denton. Please do, if you're new and you don't hate me, even if you do, hit the subscribe button. Trying to grow something here, and massive thanks to everybody who already has. And as always, I've been Jon Denton. This has been State of Play, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!